Okay, we got it up on the 4-post so we can install the sway bar end links. Much easier to do on the 4-post than it is on the 2-post. And one thing about sway bar end links, we don't want to over tighten sway bar end links. We just want to snug them up. We don't want to see any bulge on those end links at all. But like we said in the beginning of the project, it's all about the stance. You know, but we want everything to line up nice and to work correctly. Probably as you saw in the other videos, the sway bar just happened to magically appear, which that's because it did, because it improperly didn't have a sway bar, which it should have a sway bar. Now we got to tighten them down. So we only want to touch these together. We don't want to squish them.
Okay.
So we don't want any bulging. We just want to close up the gap, and that's it. A little more. We don't want to lose, but we want that gap. So that is too much of a gap.
What?
Yeah. See, we want to touch those surfaces together. We don't have any movement in it, but we also don't want to have any bulge in the sway bar end links too. So we need to go a little more tight.
Got it.
That looks good. That looks good. Now we won't break that bolt. So what happens when it's way over tightened, all it's going to do is break the bolt off, and it's not going to work for a end link very well. So do the same on the other side, and we're all set. A little more. Okay, good. That's it. That's it. We're done. Okay, so is that the stance we want with this truck on a 4.6 drop? I think we accomplished what we're looking for. I think it was too low before, and still needs a good test drive before we align it. But I think we're going to end up right. It's going to end up a little bit lower because we haven't test driven it. So we're going to do that, and we're getting right near the stance we want with the lines on the truck, and of course it's going to ride excellent. It's going to drive good, and so I think that's better. Quarter coil off the spring, and another 2 hours of work to get where we want, and it's worth it to me. And sometimes that's what it takes to get the stance that you like, because when you put nice wheels and tires on it, it's going to look super good. Some of the guys go ahead and put 10s in the back. Maybe they'll run a 20 on the back and an 18 in the front. They do all sorts of stuff with these CK trucks. And this guy with some wheels and tires and about 3 days of sanding is going to have a pretty nice truck. So there you go. We're going to go ahead and get it off the lift and give it a good test drive.